Okay, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. I am late. Late, I know. All right, crew. Oh, how are we doing? I'm going to sit here. Oh my God. Pop up like a dandelion, apparently. Coughing. Lovely air quality, which has gotten better. It is raining now in Connecticut a little bit, which should help. Most of you know we're experiencing horrible air quality. New York is much worse, and Pennsylvania very bad from the Canada fires, forest fires. Lots of speculation over those, of course. And one more thing on an unending pile of things. It's a pile of shit. So anyway, we're checking in. I'm just gonna take my glasses off. That's the cue. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Wendy. Sorry. Okay. All right. And waiting for Facebook to take off here. Of course, being 25 minutes late doesn't help anything, right? All right, I want to start talking. Hey, Pam. Doing? Oh, Noreen, hi. Hey there. My God. So it's cold here in Connecticut. I think we're like probably, what does it say? We're 58 degrees and rainy. So it's damp and cold. Well, this is weird. Nothing is going on. Okay, people are starting. Okay, people are coming on board with Facebook. Good. Oh, there's Bridget. Hello. All right. Well, while people are lining up, Key. I'll start talking. Yeah, the rain should help, right? They say by Sunday will be breathable again. It was bad. It was like apocalyptic, weird. And as I said, New York much worse, but we were still pretty bad. You really couldn't breathe out there. Tammy, how's it going? So, what is going on? A lot. It's a very strange energy, and I think I want to start by how do I want to say this? Give me a second. I was in my head rehearsing this, and I want to say it right. Oh, Chile and West Virginia. Yay, Patty. Nice to see you. There's Marie. I'm going to just start this off by issuing a warning. Okay, and this is to all of us in our circle here. You need to be vigilant. I'm seeing evidence this week. Too many. You need to limit who has access to you in a personal way. Not everyone is inner circle. Some of you are big huggers. You need to stand back from that a little bit. Watch who comes into your auric field. You don't have to hug out everybody. I know, and some of you really are huggy people. You're affectionate people. Try to maybe not so much. Okay, protect your auric field, and that's about 3 feet out from you. Be careful who's coming in. There's a lot of vampiric energies. There's a lot of horribly. I had all these words in my head. Opportunistic, but almost rabid opportunistic. In the workplace, in our personal lives, looking for an opportunity to take something that doesn't belong to them, looking for an opportunity to take advantage. And I think, honestly, a lot of it is being grease the wheels in terms of what we're experiencing socially on a much larger scale. But it's an ugly time with a lot of pigs at the trough. And and I don't like it. And I've watched too many people I care about and people I've known for a long time really being taken advantage of and hurt. And yet, it's like, but you let them in, like I was talking, I think a week or two ago about negative energies and how you've got to let them in. That's the difference between our spirit guides, our higher angels, our ancestors versus negative energies. And someone is just messaging the hell out of me. Okay. Hey D. That goes without saying. Being careful who you're intimate with, giving people time to show you their true colors. The good news is they're showing those colors very quickly. Okay, very quickly. Hear me. So just don't be in a mad rush. And a lot of people are just. I'll tell you. A few years ago, I was just telling somebody this story. I had a lot of young. I've always had young people in my store. I got teenagers myself. I've got young people and my own kids, and I've always had that crowd in my store. Lovely people, lovely young people. Particularly my witch lists. I love them. Love my witch lists. And there was this time a couple of years ago, very exciting. Like, oh, Laura, I met somebody. He's wonderful. I'm like, oh, really? He's one of us. And I'm like, he's one of us. Yes. I was out and fill in the blank. I was at a party, at a club, at a bar, whatever. And he came up to me and he just said he could see my aura from across the room. And then he was asking about my jewelry and what the stones meant to me. And then he pulled out his bag of stones and we were talking. And he's so, like, he's one of us. And I'm like, okay. I still want you to take a step back. You're all in. Just take a step back. Back in the 70s, and again, I was a baby in the 70s, okay? But there was a time when men figured out that, and I'm not man bashing, please don't hear that. It's just the nature of the beast. They knew that women liked astrology. That was a big thing. So the big pickup line was, what's your sign? But they'd know enough to talk about it, and then and it was a deal, right? Because it meant you were kind of in the metaphysical, and in the the 70s was kind of where the Wicca movement began. Actually, it was a knee jerk to feminism, or what we called women's lib back in the day. So Wicca was a we don't need a female, we don't need a male deity, kind of a thing. This is goddess worship. So my point is, now fast forward and we see people who they can talk the talk, they don't walk the walk, but they talk the talk really, really well. Really well. Okay? I want to see people saying Amanda, Patricia, hello. Yes, I know women do it too. I'm not man bashing. Gail, how are you? Deb, I am, and I don't. Everyone knows I'm strictly dickly, love men, had a good dad, love my sons, love my brothers, good men. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping because of course I wolfed down a little bit of lobster bisque before I sat here, and I'm gonna pay a price for that. Anyway, women just do it different. The truth is, even narcissistic females behave differently than narcissistic men. Go online, just Google, and there's a difference to how they behave. But the point is, and men have always needed an opening line. Men usually make the first move, so it does become more of a male-female, male-to-female thing. It's usually women wait for men to make the first moves, and those first moves are, receptive based on what women want to hear. And men figure out that women like to hear about shiny stones and rocks and magic and the moon, and there you go. And so some will lead with that. Some won't, obviously, buy into it, and they're authentic, but many will. The point is, even in the workplace, even in friendships, even in, again, the theme of betrayal, long-term friendships, again today, sisters, best friends, from birth, and absolutely betrayed and turned the family against, and it's ugly. It's really ugly. So when I talk about cleansing and warding, and these are things we should be doing now at this point weekly. You should probably be clearing your space weekly. Sage, salt across your doorways, refresh those, whatever you're putting on your door, whether it's crosses, you're Christian, or pentacles, or whatever there. Maybe start with your roots if it's something that wasn't abusive or hurtful to you. I'm not talking about, cults or anything that caused harm. Yeah. I'm not denying there's narcissistic females. I'm not denying that there's one thing that men deal with, and Chris Rock recently in his newest comedy show talked about, it was really kind of cool, is that only women and children and puppies get unconventional love. Unconditional love. With men, there's always conditions. And it's really usually, even when women are talking about men to their friends, what does he do for a living? How much money does he make? Does he have a house? What kind of car does he drive? It's all about what they bring to the table. And when they stop bringing to the table, the interest tends to wane. But the interest really is in what can you do for me? What do you bring to the table? What kind of family can we build together based on what you have? Again, not all women. That was never my thing, but plenty do, and plenty of men feel their value lies in what they have and what they can do and what they earn versus who they are. So Deb's agreeing, and it's true. Yes, it's live right now. Yep, we're live. Elaine. Anyway, I don't want to go on. Just want to say, please be careful because it's viral. It's really viral, and I don't think people are behaving. They're the opportunistic. That's the word I really want you to think in your head. Keep that word in mind. It's a, what can I take for myself? And I'm seeing it again professionally, where people are taking credit for people's work like I've never seen before, and people that you would think would be above that. That's my point. They seem so spiritual. They seem so kind. They seem so nice. No, they wouldn't take my clients, or they wouldn't try to go for my job, or they wouldn't try to take my work, plagiarize me. No, but yet there it is. You confide in somebody, something very personal. No, they wouldn't use that against me. Well, they might. And these days, they very well might. Hey, Kim. Yeah, Brian is saying they lost because you make enough money. Well, you really didn't lose anything, but yeah. It's just getting harder, though, Kim. I will say to see through people is getting harder and harder because they're really good. And people will often say, why do people who are such empaths and so kind attract such awful people sometimes? And the truth is, because we do see the good in people, and we aren't judgmental, and we know we're not perfect, and we accept that people have flaws. But the problem is that we put ourselves in danger, and we put ourselves in jeopardy, and that's never going to be okay. And we need to, as I keep saying, this idea of being selfish, which goes against the grain for a lot of people. You can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to take care of your immediate. You've got to make sure you got to move your head. You've got to make sure your kids are cared for before you're helping anybody else out. That's how it has to go. All right. So please just keep that in mind because people are getting sick. People are getting sick. Animals are getting sick suddenly. Again, more with the passings. As things speed up and get worse, and again, it's just getting worse. And I think more and more people are just choosing not to finish this. They came for this and they're not. It was more than they thought. I think they thought they'd be here for this evolution of humankind, which we're in, absolutely. And I think they just I didn't sign on for this. This is too much. Okay. And I believe, and from talking to all the mediums and people I've met and people who have access to the Akashic records, certainly people who are more trained than I am, we do come down with a blueprint, but that blueprint does have exit strategies. And we do get them periodically, where it's if you want, you may get sick and you may choose not to get better. You may choose to exit here. Maybe this takes a turn for the worse and you leave. I think we build those in to our blueprint if it gets to be too hard. And I think a lot of people are, in fact, using their exit strategies. It's just not fun anymore. And it is getting grueling. And we're just starting. And it's getting grueling. These weird times that we're in, and where whoever thought we need to tell people that having sex with children was a bad idea? That no, children really can't decide for themselves. And this is a direction that's not just our country, mind you. This is a globalist thing. And we're just talking to some people today about it. This isn't conspiracy theory. They're actually trying to eradicate the word pedophile. It's like the N word. And it's minor attracted, and you're a victim, and you can't help yourself. But then that's okay. You can, but okay. But then why are we at the same time taking the criminality out of it? So they're diminishing the charges, and very younger and younger have the right to choose and can determine these things, and they're turning it into what they're turning it into. So there's a lot that's really concerning. Whoever thought that the state would take your child because you didn't agree with things being kept secret or a direction that you don't agree with. You may not. You still have some rights over the child. And I'm not suggesting that anyone should tell a kid they can't be who they are. But I also don't know any parents doing that. What they don't want is new suggestions being put in place. I mean, how many teenagers really like who they are? How many teenagers age 13, especially these days, where they're so critical in terms of what they see on social media, what they're seeing shown as being, ideal, and in terms of body type and looks, and it's all about the likes and the. It's not hard to convince someone who's not happy with themselves that if you were different, you might be happier. And we're hearing that doesn't bear out over time for many. Some, yes, but I'm dancing around this topic because I'm convinced that body dysmorphia is a real thing. I know it. I know it's a real thing, and I don't think anyone should be inauthentic. But this has taken on a faddish, cultish quality, and it's really dangerous as it goes along with other aspects of what we're doing to the family unit, what we're doing in terms of extended family, and again, not letting our young people be indoctrinated. My son goes to Lesley University. He had to take a class, and I think I've talked about this. I won't be critical of the school he's in, but it's very liberal. It's a liberal arts college. But it was called Transitions, and it was a class teaching kids how we talk nowadays, the modern way, the new way of how we address people and how we, and I raised critical thinkers. So my kids are safe from that. Because everyone's doing it doesn't mean we have to do it too. If everyone's jumping off a bridge, doesn't mean you got to jump off a bridge, right? Yeah. That's how we were raised. Most of us were raised hearing that over and over again. So, yes, it is growing, Kim. And so I just self-care, be vigilant, who you let in your home, who you trust with your secrets, who you confide in. Just be careful. Please be careful. And just because you're told, oh, this is a really nice person, oh, it doesn't mean they are. Okay? Well, I have been very outspoken about Corey Feldman Rapid. I've talked about that a lot, shared it a lot. You know, they pretty much, you have to search for that video with Barbara Walters, who, but by the way, when she passed, you'll notice I said nothing kind or good or anything about Barbara Walters. I don't like her, never liked her. And after watching that video, where she absolutely castigated this young man who was saying about pedophilia and what went on in Hollywood, and he was very honest and open about it, and she absolutely victim shamed him. If you ever wonder what victim shaming looks like, find that video. And it's hard to find because they've hidden it. Okay, it used to be pull right up. Well, you don't now. But she humiliated him, and it was bad. So, and he was being incredibly honest about what really does go on in Hollywood with young people. Mm. Yeah, no, she's more than an enabler. She's part of the system. Excuse me. You know, people. The thing is that people. I read something interesting. The reason why the American public is reluctant to watch the very wealthy among us get extra taxes is because there's some subconscious part of us that thinks we're going to win the lottery or somehow will become billionaires, you know, multimillionaires, and those taxes will apply to us. So we're protecting us by protecting them. We have a greater chance of, I don't know what, going to the moon, honestly. But there is some subconscious thing, and it's a real thing. And it's like, you know, so, you know, oh my God, if they raise the tax, what'll happen when I'm rich? They're going to take all my money. Oh, okay, that's likely. Sure it is. So anyway, weird way we have of protecting, and of course, people in the industries, of course, they're going to protect it. That's their bread and butter. You know, I ask very bold questions, and people answer me because they know I'm never going to use their names. I'm never going to, and they answer me, whether it's military or Wall Street or whatever profession. And I do read a number of therapists, and I even read some psychiatrists and psychologists. I was doing a reading for a psychiatrist once, and finished the reading. Quick, you know, it was a reading, and I said, "I ask you a question." I said, "How often does someone come to see you, sit down with you, and you say to them, you know, you really are okay. You don't need a therapy. What you need is to get out and, you know, take a walk every day, or, you know, you need to deal with this issue, or but you don't need therapy. You know, and she, you know, she looked at me and she goes, why would I do that? That's how I make a living." Okay. And remember that. So that person that you're paying to listen to you, you know, you're paying them. Yeah, they work for you. Our government works for us, but when you hire a therapist, they're working for you. So if you're not happy, I hear that all the time. I'm like, what are you doing with them then? Why are you giving them your hard-earned money if you're not happy? If you don't feel like you're making progress, or you're, you know, some kind of self-discovery, what are you doing? I'll give you some names. I know people. So it's just interesting how we protect people who aren't even working in our best interests. Hey, Greta. Ah, Therese, how you doing, Therese? Anyway, so that's what's going on, guys. All right. I don't know if anybody has any questions tonight, but I'm going to go right into the readings if nobody minds. And help me, because I really am a blank. Where are we starting today? Are we starting with Pisces, or are we starting with Aries? Anybody remember? I think I don't know. I think we start Pisces this week. Anybody? I'm waiting. My standard people who always come through the answers aren't here. Rosemary always knows. Aha, Pisces. Okay, yep, it is Pisces this week. Okay. All right. So let me start with Pisces. For anyone who's new here, and every week there are people who are new. Hold on. 6 card spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top card is the issue. Second 2 cards are what is directly impacting the issue. And the last 3 cards are potential outcomes. Obviously, not every Virgo is having, commitment issues. Not every Taurus is having work problems. Not every, Pisces is dealing with housing problems. But very often in my private readings and my readings in general, if it's something that's been on your mind for, let's say, a brother or a best friend, or it comes through in the reading, honestly. If you're angsting over your brother's divorce, that is one of the first things that will come up. I'll be like, my God, who's getting divorced? I didn't think, no, my brother is, and I'm really worried about it. Okay, let's talk about it. Because the divorce card's the first card up. Yeah. The other thing I'm going to say, just really quickly back on this idea of being vigilant, is, and I don't know, again, why this is, but you need to trust your gut. So when you meet somebody and you don't trust them, you meet somebody and they don't sit right with you. You meet somebody and it's just, you just want to take a step back, take a step back. Trust your instincts. Stop worrying about being a nice person. Stop worrying about being, tolerant and kind and being perceived that way. It's not that important. Everyone is going to think you're a big, wonderful human being. Really, you're winning no awards there. In fact, most women who get raped, and they've done study after study, did things to put themselves in jeopardy. In a parking garage, they would get on an elevator when there's one man in the elevator. And, and rather than, because they didn't want the person to think they didn't trust them, or they didn't, they'll get on an elevator. They'll get into a car, they'll go on a date where they already feel badly about the person. And there's something in their stomach. That's your sixth sense warning you. Okay? So you gotta listen to that too. And I hear it over. I knew I shouldn't have loaned that money. I knew I shouldn't have gone with him. Knew I shouldn't have used my car. But why'd you do it then? Then why did you do it? Okay? They weren't paying you. They weren't, what were you doing? Well, I didn't like to say no. Nah, say no. Yeah. Well, because we want to be spiritual, kind, good people. Tolerant, not judgmental, right? Nobody wants to be judgmental. I can be judgmental a little bit. Not my readings, but I will ask hard questions like, looks like a terrible person. Why would you let them, be in the house? Self-protective is, you gotta be self-protective. All right, enough of that. Let's move forward here. I will beat that dead horse to death. And it's already late, so. Hey, Bertalis, thank you. All right. Okay, one more thing I gotta say, because I was just saying this to China earlier. I gotta say too. The other thing we hear all the time is, well, I'm an empath. I take on the feelings. I take on the emotions. I take on, well, you gotta stop that. Well, but I can't. Yeah, but you can. You can. You really can. You're supposed to. Experiencing other people's feelings and feeling their emotions is like going through their phone or going through their wallet. That those aren't your feelings to have. You protect your heart chakra. You block this thing. You don't have to immerse yourself in someone else's feelings. You really don't. I had someone else, a couple this week, and this is another big thing that I want to talk about is, well, my gifts, mediumship, my gifts. Well, just because you see dead people doesn't mean you got to talk to them. There's no mandate. There's no mandate. I see them all the time. I don't want to talk to them. You don't have to talk to them. And if you've got little children in the house, or sick people in the house, or a sick animal in the house, you probably don't want to let dead people walk around your house. They lower the energy. They really do. Something we experienced back in my Monroe shop. I have spirit circles, that great big space downstairs, and two things always happen. They're wonderful, wonderful spirit circles, but by the time we were done, the temperature in that room would be 10 degrees colder, and everyone's phone would be dead. No matter how charged, everyone's phone was dead. Staggering. And it does, it's draining energy. So this is not the time to practice your mediumship if you're not well or someone in the house isn't well. Or again, animals or vulnerable people. Don't do it. This isn't the time. And again, well, I see them. I have to. No, you don't have to. You do not have to. Trust me. I'm really fed up with these so-called teachers out there when I'm asking these questions before they're accepting money to teach whatever the bullshit they're teaching. I just went off on someone, not off on that person, but just everything you learned is pretty much wrong. None of that was right. Crazy. All right. Okay, Pisces. The 10 of Cups. Strength. 8 of Coins. 3 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands. And the Tower reversed. Wow. Well, I mean, in general, I like the cards. 10 of Cups is a lovely card. Happy home, and strength is health, and 8 of Coins is enjoying your work, being motivated by your work. The 3 of Wands reversed and the 7 of Wands are absolutely in direct contradiction of each other. Education, not education. It almost feels like somebody wants you to do something that you don't have the educational background to do, something that you've been on the training that you need to have to move forward. Again, in this theme of being taken advantage of, I can tell you that I know of several cases where people with accounting backgrounds were hired into high-level financial situations in companies that were not in good financial shape, and under the guise of, oh, just sign these papers, signed things that actually got them in a lot of trouble, like big legal trouble, like lost their home and went to prison kind of trouble. I know 2 people that experienced that, and it was done deliberately. Again, deliberately. That rabid, what I talked about earlier. My God, my brain. Completely taking advantage of somebody. Oh, we're going to promote you into this job. You get promoted very quickly, and you're signing papers you don't belong signing. And the problem is you're legally responsible, and they know what they're doing. Okay, so there's some aspect there of be careful. And I like the Tower reverse because you know that you know this isn't right. You're out of your field, or you're out of your depth. Knight of Cups. Just be careful you're not flattered or coerced into doing something you don't feel comfortable doing that you know you don't have the training to do. Okay? And I will say, Pisces, you'll know it before you get taken advantage of. You'll have a sense of what someone's trying to do. It feels almost like a bait and switch. Okay? But I like the fact that you're confident in yourself and you know better. God, years and years ago, I did a reading. This gentleman, he was in sales. He came for a reading, and he was starting a new company. He had left and getting a new company going, and And when he was leaving, it's a quick reading, it was fine, you know. I said, well, if you want to sign up for a newsletter, you know, just sign your name and email address. He goes, oh, I need this list from you. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, yeah, give me this list. I'm like, what? He goes, I need your email list. I can call these people. So this would be useful for me. I'm like, you know, you can't have it. He's like, why not? I need it. Literally, well, in that case, let me give it to you. I mean, what? I mean, what? I'm like, excuse me. I said, this is my email list. I said, this is absolutely not to be sold or given to anybody. You know, these are my client list. Well, I don't understand. I need them. Why won't you give them to me? Yeah, I need to build my business. And it was like a surreal moment. Like, do people fall for that? Is that something that somebody would just say, oh, well, okay, sure, why not? Like, wow. I was like, we're done. We're done talking. Goodbye. You know, plus the fact that I know what email lists are worth, you know, financially, I know what thousands of dollars an active email list. Not that I would ever betray my patrons, but that's what I'm talking about. That kind of bold, just opportunistic sort of thing. All right? Hey, Nola. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of bold move. Just be vigilant. All right, Aquarius. Ace of Wands reversed. The Star. The Ten of Wands. The Knight of Swords. The Nine of Wands reversed. Interesting. And the Wheel of Fortune. That's so funny because the Nine of Wands reversed is not being sure that you have what it takes for promotion or advancement. Nine of Wands reversed. We start with the Ace of Wands reversed as a lack of partnership, lack of support in the partnership, lack of creative support. Hey, Valerie. It's Jay. The Star is a great card. It speaks to hope. A lot of pressure, Ten of Wands. But then we look at this Knight of Swords, Nine of Wands reversed, Wheel of Fortune. One more card here because this is Page of Wands. This to me, this is pressure to succeed. These cards speak to the pressure to succeed despite not being properly partnered or supported. It's almost like Aquarius needs to reinvent something. Completely, it's almost like you're driving and a bridge is washed out, so you got to find another way to get where you need to go. The road's washed out. That's what it feels like. If you're working on a project, or it feels very much a work thing, wands or creativity. It may be something creative you're trying to, an artistic endeavor, or it may just be a work endeavor, but it feels like that you have to like total detour on the direction you were going in. If you're going to finish something up and move forward. But the way it's going now is not going to work. Okay? The support isn't there, and the Nine of Wands, and certainly the confidence isn't there either. I don't know if you're trying to get some help to get you through something, but it's got to get done. But I want to say you, Aquarius, is going to have to find a new way to restructure the project because it's not going to work the way it's been presented. It's not going to work that way. No. No, we're far from Libra here. Um, okay. Okay. All right. Here the comments now. Capricorn. All right, Cappy. We have the Three of Swords reversed. Ooh. The King of Cups reversed. The Six of Cups reversed. The Magician reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed. And the High Priestess. Okay. Well, the first card up, the Three of Swords reversed is anxiety. A lot of anxiety. And it's King of Cups is usually a male that's dealing with depression, anxiety, emotional issues. Six of Cups is it can be either not able to go home or not able to leave home. The Magician reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed. Again, we have anxiety all over this. A lot of anxiety. And I feel like where the King of Cups is certainly questioning his ability to judge a situation, gauge a situation, or even have confidence. A Capricorn, in this case, intuitively knows how to steer the ship. That's what I'm hearing. Steer the ship. Two of Cups reversed. Oof. Two people that want different things. Cups reversed. Yeah. There's just dysfunction written all over this. I feel like Capricorn is stepping in to a situation. It could be your own home, Capricorn. Or it could be a situation where you've ended a relationship, but you're trying to, and this happens a lot, you're trying to graciously land them in a better place than they were in. This is what like, okay, I'm gonna just, again, steer the ship. Like, you can't stay here, but we'll get you a safe place. A lot of people are kind like that, male and female. I don't want. We're going to be broken up, but I'll make sure I find you a place to live, or get you moved out where you're comfortable. It really is Capricorn taking over a very anxiety ridden. It may be your breakup. You may just be like hearing your sister talk or your best friend talk about, I don't know what to do, and it's over. I don't know where he's going to go. Well, let's figure this out. I'll help you move him out. I'll help you find a place. This Capricorn kind of stepping into something. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily yours, Capricorn. It just feels like you're just going to step in and kind of be the voice of reason and direct it how it needs to go. Okay. 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 All right. Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, first card up is Eight of Cups, the Ace of Coins, the Page of Coins, the Sun reversed, Temperance, and the Fool reversed. Okay. It's interesting, this idea, this image of stop and go, start, restart, start, go in a different direction, seems to be a theme. Okay. It's like, I thought I was going this way, but now we're gonna exit one early. and go backwards. Okay. The Eight of Cups is often a card of going home. Sometimes it's reminiscing. Not usually see it as homesickness, but reminiscing about home. And I want to say too, the Ace of Coins, which is the best money card, along with the Page of Coins, which is how money is coming in, news and discussion of how to make money. The Sun reversed and the Fool reversed suggests again a false start. It suggests, but I love the Balance card, the Temperance. It's like, okay, well, I was doing this, not doing this, change of plans. I'm again, this idea of balance, going home, balance. It's interesting for Sagittarius. It may go down to how you thought you'd be making money. Okay, like that. I thought I was going to do it this way. Turns out I'm not. It's going to be something different. Balance. I love the Temperance card. It doesn't get enough recognition as being one of the truly good major arcana cards. It is nice to have balance. It's nice when everything is peaceful and there's nothing upheaval going on, and that's not a bad thing, guys. And money being there, and how you can make more money. Not always a big Sagittarius thing usually, but you gotta live, right? It's all about, again, new plans. New plans. All right, I like that. It's catching errors before they become big errors too, or expensive errors. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio. King of Coins reversed. Queen of Wands. Judgment reversed. Seven of Coins. The Emperor. Two of Coins. Well, this is interesting. For Scorpio, the King of Coins reversed and the Emperor usually speaks to, for me, usually speaks to a man who wants to start his own business. Again, that Seven of Coins, how else can I make money? Grow a business. Judgment is reversed, and this Two of Coins. I want to say, Scorpio, and you're on this, Queen of Wands, this is about being lazy or King of Coins is, again, how can I make money? How can I think, Scorpio, if somebody in your life, or if you are thinking of starting a business or growing your business, the cards are saying it may not be this may be the wrong time for that. This may not be the time to grow a business right now, or to invest in more money. This Two of Coins, investing money that you really should probably keep liquid for living expenses. I wouldn't do it right now. Business is solvent. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that it's not that the business isn't solid, but the cards are just suggesting that this isn't the time to invest more money into any business right now. Not the moment. Okay. I don't know that it would even result in more money. The money you'd want it to result, the payoff may not be there. Nine of Cups. Again, I would just delay investing into anything new until after July. I wouldn't do anything until like August, and just to see, and then reevaluate the financial situation. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. And again, the Nine of Cups is a great card. It's wishes coming true. This is a very solvent, very good idea. But if someone's thinking, oh, I'm thinking of starting a business, okay, we're going to put that off until like later in the fall. Not that we can start looking at what it would cost, the investment, but we're going to put off actually doing any money pulling and purchasing until after. Okay. And someone may be onto a really good idea here. I bet that they might be, but delay that. Okay. All right, Libra. Libra. Four of Coins. The Hermit. The World. The Three of Coins reversed. The Eight of Wands reversed. And the Four of Wands reversed. This is all about work and money. Just be clear, Libra. This is all about work and money. And the first card up really is about, Four of Coins. How can I make more money? I also see you, Libra, wanting to work on your own, which is not like a Libra. They usually like being part of a group. But the world, there's some idea, something you're bringing in. I like it. Three of Coins reversed, Eight of Wands reversed, Four of Wands reversed. It's interesting that this is something that you would be starting alone and not bringing a crew into it until it's established. Three of Cups reversed and the Four of Cups reversed. I think what it is, Libra, is you don't want to hear anyone tell you that it won't work. That's not what you want to hear right now. Libra's open-minded and usually open to constructive criticism. Why they rule that house of partnership and marriage so well, because they understand the importance of constructive criticism and debate. And they usually love those things. But in this case, Libra, keep your ideas to yourself. There's opportunistic people out there who would take your ideas. It's not time yet. And when you do start, it looks like you're going to start it on your own. Before you bring in a crew or staff, or you're going to lay a lot of groundwork first, okay? The last thing you want to hear is someone tell you that won't work. What a dumb idea. Oh, I wouldn't even do that if I was you. You don't want to hear it, okay? It's not a bad idea. Actually, none of the ideas, not for Scorpio, those are not bad ideas. Not for Sagittarius. It's just about the timing. All about the timing. Virgo. All right, Virgo, we have the Page of Swords, the Nine of Coins, the Ten of Swords. Oh, Lovers reversed, Seven of Swords, and the King of Swords. All right. Hello. Well, this is crazy. Justice. Oof. Now, a sign that usually doesn't appreciate constructive criticism is Virgo. Unlike Libra, Virgo doesn't usually appreciate that too much. They're an earth sign. They like logic. They don't want to debate. What am I seeing here? Weirdly, and I love this Nine of Coins. It's a great card, but it's laying next to the Ten of Swords. It's almost like it's a little bit like being in a relationship, but having a relationship break up with someone you're in business with. First of all, that's there, and you're reluctant to sever the relationship fully because the money's there. If you're in business together, you work in the same place. That's a problem. And logically, it's like whatever. We're adults. We're broke up. I mean, but I'm seeing gossip. I'm seeing just this sense of I gotta look at my damn face every day. I don't think you're gonna do anything right now because again, it looks like there's good money here attached to this Virgo. But there's this sense of it's sharing real information, letting things run their course. I love the Justice card. That's usually signing contracts. That it just feels like you got to get through this time of I mean, I hate these cards in terms of gossip and Two of Swords, rock in a hard place. Yeah, it really. I mean, that's how it really reads. And of course, obviously, not every Virgo is going through this, but it would be like a really good business or a really strong job, a position, good paying, but now you're over your ex. And what do you do with that? You don't want to leave the job, but you make too much money, and you don't want to be there. Really rock in a hard place. I do see new opportunities coming up, but not fast enough. You have to suck up and deal with a very uncomfortable situation. All right? No getting around it. All right? Leo. Leo, the moon reversed. The Four of Swords. The Queen of Swords. The Knight of Wands. The Six of Swords reversed. The Five of Wands reversed. Okay. Well, the moon reversed is things being revealed. They're usually not. Sometimes they're things like addictions, secrets, mental health issues. But the thing is like knowing once it's been revealed, it's like a weight off your shoulders, Leo. Okay, it wasn't me. Hey, Daniel, it wasn't me. It wasn't in my head. I knew there was something wrong, and it feels like okay. It really feels like a relationship that you're just gonna have fun with it for a while. The Five of Wands reverse. You're not fight. You're not gonna argue. You're not gonna debate. You're not gonna wonder where it's going. You're not going anywhere. But I will tell you that it looks fun. And sometimes that's all a relationship has to be. It doesn't have to end in marriage and commitment and what have you. Leo, I think this is a really fun, nothing harmful to you. Now that you know what's missing in this person, it's there. It's a them thing. It's not a you thing. It's a them thing. But I think that once, yeah, it's like now you're done. That there's no more debating or wondering. We'll have fun. You know, it could be no, just moving on in terms of okay, now we know, no problem. I know where I stand. I know how it is. No problem. You knew something was wrong. You knew something wasn't. Yeah, I'm answering my own questions in my head. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, Cancer. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Chase. All right, Cancer. We have the Ace of Cups reversed, the Ten of Coins, Hangman reversed, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Coins reversed. All right, Cancer. Oh, this is Cancer really in a situation where they're not supported, where they don't want to be. I'm happy. It feels like it's a waste of your time. 10 of Coins. It's about security in the home. One more card. The Devil. You know, it feels like you're just waiting for something to be done so you can exit a very unpleasant situation. And you're just counting down the days. It's just not for you. But it's not wasted time. It feels like it's wasted time. It's not wasted time. 10 of Coins is saying no, it's not. It's being financially responsible when everything has you wanting out, basically. Okay, Cancer? Everything has you wanting out. Not working for you, you're not happy. Why am I wasting my time with this? I don't like anybody here. Maybe like taking a job that you really can't afford to just leave and walk away from. It'll build your resume. It leads to the next promotion, the next big thing, but you got to put your time in here, and you're really not enjoying that. All right? So definitely a financial edge to this one, okay? All right, Gemini. Gemini. The Nine of Swords. Death. Ace of Swords reversed. Six of Wands. Six of Coins. The Hierophant. All right. A lot of anxiety. That Nine of Swords is anxiety. Death. And Ace of Swords reversed. It's watching changes and watching endings happening. And a lot of anxiety around what people are going to do around you. A lot of anxiety about, is this going to go the right way? There's not a sense that you have much control over it. It's almost like you're just staying there, you got to watch it happen. However, Six of Wands, if you're waiting to see if they go in the right direction, my odds are, I think they're going to. Six of Coins, Hierophant, I think they're going to do the right thing. Gemini, if you're watching a situation, not sure how it's going to land, a lot of anxiety, and you can't say anything about it. You just got to let them make their own decisions. You got to make them make their calls. I want to say I think they're going to go in the right way. I think it's going to be okay. I really do. All right. Could be waiting to see what a kid's going to do with their career. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be. I think they're gonna do the right thing. All right. Taurus. Taurus. We have the Empress reversed, the Chariot reversed, the Page of Cups reversed, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Coins, the Five of Coins reversed. All right. Well, whenever I see the Empress reversed, it feels like a sick mother, sick grandmother is what it really seems like. And I want to say possibly maybe the need to get them some kind of health care, change living arrangements. Feels like it's going to get dumped on you, Taurus. Feels like that's going to be your responsibility. It's really important you get involved, Taurus. Now, again, this may not be your grandmother or your mother. Maybe it's a friends. Maybe but you want to say, listen, it's time to get involved. I wouldn't wait too much longer. Financially speaking, it's you need to know what you're doing with this situation. Okay. And I don't think you do, and I certainly don't think that the mother knows what to do. Chariot reversed. It's a sense of not knowing how to move forward. Needing to move forward, knowing you need help. But I want to say, Taurus, and you do better than you would for the job. Take one more card. Yeah, the King of Wands. In terms of ensuring the financial health of the situation, too. Okay? But if it's somebody you know who's dealing with this, gee, mom's not looking really good, grandma's not looking really good, all right, you should really get involved in there because it's not a good situation, and this person does not take care of themselves or how to move forward in the next direction. And there is some sense of needing to get help in there, whether it's visiting nurses or, again, new housing, but something needs to really change there. And nobody's managing it properly, you're going to step in. Right. And lastly, we have Aries. Aries, we have the Nite